just when you thought the economic roller coaster was slowing down. Trump stirs the pot with potential 20% tariffs on every country. But is there a silver lining in the form of permanent tax cuts? While experts debate the fallout, ordinary Americans are feeling the squeeze. I mean, we've got DoorDash now offering layaway on groceries. All right, guys, this is happening now and it's got a lot of buzz. So let's get you the information to get you caught up. Because I mean, when DoorDash is starting to offer layaway on groceries, gold going up $30 every day, a little bit concerning. And that's not to mention possible 20% tariffs on every single country. Some people are freaking out, but is there a silver lining? Is the tax cuts gonna be worth it? And hold on, hard pause. Did I mention this might happen April 2nd? I'm gonna let you know. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. All right, folks, let's dive in. Thanks for starting this off with a thumbs up if you appreciate these daily uploads. It's all about keeping you guys up to date, aware with current news, and being prepared for what's going on. This in just today, Trump considering 20% tariffs on all countries, causing stocks to slide around the world. And some people are starting to get nervous. All right, to give you the gist on this, it says Donald Trump is reportedly considering placing 20% tariffs on virtually all countries, sending markets crashing ahead of this feared Liberation Day announcement. Straight away, what do you guys think in the comments? Do you like the idea of this or not? And make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to tell you about what might make this all worth it. They're saying global shares tumbled this morning with benchmarks in Tokyo and Taiwan falling more than 4% as investors reacted to the worrying news. The future for the S&P 500 sank 1%, while the Dow Jones Industries averaged dropped 0.7. European markets also opened lower. Britain's FTSE 100 slid 1%. And that's not all. France's CAC 40 declined 1.1%, and Germany's DAX fell 1.1%. Everything is on the slide. Basically, they're saying widespread turmoil came from Trump's off-the-cuff remark that he may now impose sweeping global levies on April 2nd, just a couple days away. It says it had been expected that the president would impose further tariffs on 10 to 15 countries with which the US has the largest trade imbalances. I mean, this is what he said. However, Trump told reporters aboard the Air Force One yesterday, and this is Monday, so this means Sunday, that he would look to impose the levies on every nation. He said in quotes, "You'd start with all countries." Essentially all the countries that we're talking about. Sounds like this might be coming down the pipe. He even said previously on Wednesday, more aggressive. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but during his campaign trail, he mentioned this. And look, he does mention that it's gonna hurt a little bit in the beginning, but the payoff, the end result, is going to be better for the American people. But what are the reports saying about this? A report on Friday showed that all types of the US consumers are growing more pessimistic about their future finances. Is that you, or do you guys have hope? Put it in the comments. I need to see a show of hands who's on what side of the fence with this thing. It says 2 out of 3 expect the employment to worsen in the year ahead. And that's according to a survey by the University of Michigan. That's the highest reading since 2009, and it raises worries about a job market that's been a linchpin keeping the US economy solid. But big media is saying a separate report also raised concerns after it showed a widely followed underlying measure of inflation was a touch worse last month than the economists expected. What do you guys think? Is this thing getting better? Because we went through some pretty bad stuff there for a while. Is it getting better or is it getting worse? And did you hear what the Treasury Secretary said? Scott Bessent has suggested that tariffs would be a one-time price adjustment rather than the start of an inflationary spiral. But Bessent's conclusion rests on tariffs being brief or contained rather than leading other countries to retaliate with their own tariffs or seeping into other sectors of the economy. Now, is there hope? Got new news on that. Trump says the ultimate fruits of the tariffs will be worth the pain, but experts disagree. And I'm sure we're not talking about experts on both sides. Now, I got something really crazy to show you here in a second, but Trump does say that the ultimate prize spurring more production in the US and reclaiming the nation's status of manufacturing stronghold will be worth the turmoil. Now look, if you gotta go through some pain to come back to us developing and manufacturing and becoming a more self-sufficient country, that I'm all for. I don't like us relying on Asian markets and India. I know it's cheap, but it's cheap. And I think quality has fell way off the dock. He also said, there will be a little bit of disturbance, but we're okay with that. He added, it won't be much. Is he right? Is bringing manufacturing back to the US in the end better for our nation? Better for the American people? Well, if that's not silver lining enough, there's even more. But before I tell you the good news, it is true. Bullion live gold spot prices. Now, when this is going up $30 a day, a lot of people are saying, not good. Yeah, that means the purchasing power of the dollar is going downhill. How many of you out there think that this is a sign of the economy collapsing? Are we reaching new levels of bad when people are putting groceries on credit cards? When people are putting groceries on layaway? Supermarket News says DoorDash now offers groceries on layaway. I don't even know if some of the younger generation even knows what layaway is. I do. I remember that. Do many of you out there in the community remember layaway? I can tell you I didn't have a silver spoon and we did layaway a lot. They're saying, now this comes before the good news. I got the good news coming right up after this. Grocery and restaurant delivery service DoorDash is now enabling its US customers to buy now and pay later. Look, and in some cases, I bet you this probably comes with some interest. I know if you're buying groceries on your credit card, and if you're not paying that off every single month, you're not getting the sales you think you're getting. It says the San Francisco-based company announced on Thursday that it is now offering customers the ability to pay for their orders in 4 interest-free installments or defer payments to a future date. Okay, so at least there's no interest. But you never know, there's probably a loophole somewhere, right? You do have to pay for the service. It says the new layaway function is through a partnership with AI-powered payments and commerce network Klarna, a Swedish fintech company. I'm telling you folks, AI, man, we are gonna see it come to so many levels in the next few years, in good ways and in bad. It goes on to say down lower that we're making convenience even more accessible for millions of Americans, said David Skives, the chief commercial office of Klarna, in a press release. But folks, if you can't afford your groceries, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'd really like to hear what you guys think about this one. Pay later options have grown in popularity in recent years. I can see why. According to a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau report published in January, roughly 21% of consumers with a credit record used buy now, pay later loans in 2022 were up 17.6% than the previous year. And get this, they're saying those people, about 63% of those people took out multiple loans. That's not good. Not good. Is it because what's going on with the tariffs? No. Could it get worse? Possibly. And finally, is it greener on the other side of the fence? Here's what he has to say. In this article, Trump allies make the push for permanent tax cut plan in Congress. Did you guys know that this could result in a $3,000 savings per year? And if it doesn't go through, you're going to actually pay $3,000 more? This is the information on that.
Most important priority is to make everything that was in the Trump tax cut of 2017 permanent, so it doesn't go away. Most of those features would go away at the end of this year if we don't make this happen. So that is a giant priority. We especially want to make sure that the business tax rates remain low, so America remains competitive when we compete against China and Germany and Japan and other countries. There's a big small business tax cut in that bill that really benefited our 35 million men and women who run small businesses and are the backbone of our economy. The average family saved about $3,000 in their tax bill every year from that tax cut. And incidentally, if this doesn't get done, they're going to pay $3,000 a year more in taxes next year, which is something nobody wants to see. And so there were almost everything in that tax bill we did in 2017 and that Trump signed into law is very good for the economy. But we also would like to see that 15% tax rate for American businesses who make things in America. I think it's clear that one of the most popular things Trump talked about in the campaign was no tax on tips. And so let's get that in this bill to make the tax code fair for everyone.
Now, how critical is it for these businesses to have this certainty with this tax policy? And can they get this done by Memorial Day?
You raise a great point that if Trump has made any mistake in his first couple of months in office, I think it's that he hasn't made this the first priority. And I think it should be, because the sooner we get this signed, sealed, and delivered, the faster you're going to see the stock market roar back to life. You're going to see businesses hiring more workers than ever before. You're going to see a lot of investment. And Trump has talked about this, that we're already starting to see some of these companies, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars being invested here in the United States. And most of them are counting on this tax cut happening. So what I'd like to see, and our coalition would like to see at Unleash Prosperity, is do it by Memorial Day. Let's have a signing ceremony on Memorial Day. It liberates the economy. It will create a lot of jobs. We think millions of jobs will be created, and it will cause a stock market rebound like you never saw before. Trump wants to do this. He's got his A-team with Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, working on it. What we need to do, frankly, is we need to get Congress to act. They've been kind of sitting on their duff. They're not getting it done. They are not feeling a sense of urgency, but I think that's exactly what we need.
Now, it sounds all fine and dandy, but what are the challenges on getting these tax cuts done through Congress? Now, is this going to play a significant role? One, enough for it to matter? Now, if you guys don't remember, 2017, the tax law lowered corporate tax rate to 21%, and that was from 35%. And trust me, as a business owner, and I've had many, being in the upper 35 to 39%, think you're making money, but you're really not. And you know what that means? Prices go up all around. So the question for the average person, would $3,000 help you in a year's time? Would that be enough? And hopefully to follow suit, everything would drop in price, slowly become more cost effective as it allows more businesses to become more competitive. And then on top of that, they're talking about other incentives. I'm gonna wrap that up right there. You guys tell me what you think, good or bad. And aside from this, remember guys, you might have stuff in your fridge, your cabinets, in your home that is deadly toxic because they've been recalled and you don't know about it. Be sure to watch that video right up there at the top so you have the latest information on that. I got a lot more coming down the pipe, more to tell you about. So make sure that notification bell is still clicked on, and please share this out if you found value, and keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.